Last weekend, the 11th Army Corps of North Korea lost about 200 soldiers killed and wounded as a result of storming Ukrainian positions in Kursk region. In particular, several soldiers were eliminated thanks to explosive drones that were decorated with Christmas toys, writes Forbes. The dark humor of the Ukrainian drone operators belies the deadly seriousness of their mission. North Korean manpower has significantly deterred Russian attacks in Kursk, allowing combined Russian-North Korean forces to retake the village of Plekhovo on the eastern edge of the standoff after 3 costly infantry assaults over the weekend, the report noted. The publication reported that the total number of Russian and North Korean troops in the Kursk region is 60,000, while the Ukrainian army has only 20,000. However, attacking in open terrain is always more dangerous than defending from trenches, so the imbalance in manpower gives Russia and the DPRK a slight advantage. And that advantage could quickly disappear if Russian and North Korean commanders fail to adapt to Ukrainian methods. The initial assaults over the weekend involved infantry moving in neat rows across snow-covered fields with no visible artillery or air support. The darkly camouflaged North Koreans stood out against the white snow, making them easy targets for Ukrainian drones and cluster munitions, the report emphasized. Forbes added that some Russian soldiers are trained to dodge incoming drones, but others have likely been instructed to freeze in place when they see or hear a drone approaching. There is also ample evidence that the occupiers are using this tactic, but it often doesn't work. The drone's cameras are so good, and their operators are so skilled. Evasive action may have saved a few North Koreans over the weekend, but the overall casualties of the 11th Army Corps were still impressively high, the publication says. At the same time, the Russian command is trying to hide the scale of the losses. Despite Russia's attempts to hide the failures of North Korean troops through rapid evacuation, video recordings of strikes on North Korean soldiers, their failures and corpses are already in the public domain, assured Andriy Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. At least 30 North Korean troops sent to support Russian forces in the war against Ukraine have been wounded or killed in the Kursk region, making them easy prey for Kiev's forces, the Washington Post reports. This information became an important turning point after long speculation about the possible participation of the North Korean military in the war. The Pentagon later said it had indications of North Korean casualties, both dead and wounded. 3 Ukrainian soldiers fighting in the Kursk region, where Kiev holds territory it seized in August, said they saw what appeared to be North Koreans on the battlefield. This was confirmed by Ukrainian drone footage. 2 of the fighters said they had seen the movements of such troops in real time using drones. A 3rd soldier, responsible for reconnaissance in the area, had reviewed drone footage. Another Ukrainian military official, speaking on condition of anonymity, confirmed that North Korean troops have appeared on the battlefield near Kursk in recent days. He also said that another battalion of such troops is in the neighboring Belgorod region, but it has not yet been sent to the front lines. The Ukrainian military is now waiting to see whether the battalion will be redeployed to reinforce positions in Kursk or perhaps to the Kharkiv region, which borders Belgorod. Ukrainian military officials noted that the military groups in the Kursk region were not similar to the Russian ones in their organization. Russian troops usually move in small groups and stay near forests to avoid our artillery strikes. But these soldiers were not afraid to move across open fields, said the commander of a Ukrainian drone unit with the call sign Boxer. The North Koreans are running around the fields, and there are so many of them. They don't understand what's going on, he said. I don't know if it's because they're ignorant or if the Russians are deliberately sending them into these conditions. It's hard to say. The commander added that the attacks began on Saturday and similar groups of soldiers continued their advance on Sunday. FPV drones, artillery and other weapons hit them as they were moving across an open field. You can imagine the result. We were very surprised. We had never seen anything like this, when 40 to 50 people just run across a field. It's a perfect target for our artillery and Mavic operators. The Russians don't operate like that. Attack drone operator Artem said his unit saw 3 groups of 30 to 40 people moving toward Ukraine. They had backpacks with them, probably with ammunition and also weapons, he said. We immediately sent in FPV drones and bombers. They did not run from the drones. They just shot at them. Others just keep moving and many of them die. Artem noted, they are different from the Russians, who have learned to run or hide from drones. The North Koreans shoot randomly while standing still. Artem also described an attack in which he used a thermal imaging camera to spot 3 soldiers. We thought we would only hit 1, but because of their hesitation, the strike hit all 3, he said. It was a strange experience. For the first time, I felt like I was playing a computer game on easy difficulty. Alexander, a Ukrainian soldier with the call sign Finn, said the videos showing the soldiers' behavior were important but still did not provide direct evidence that they were North Korean. One video posted on Telegram shows Russian and North Korean soldiers in a bunker discussing the drone attack. Maybe we should kill him and take his gun, one Russian says, laughing. North Korean soldier comments on drones. The drone just keeps flying. The Free Syrian Army took control of the strategic T4 airfield in Homs province. Russian servicemen had to evacuate in a hurry. T4 or Tias Air Base is one of the largest military bases in Syria, which until recently was controlled by dictator Bashar al-Assad and his army. After the overthrow of the regime, the strategic facility came under the full control of the Syrian militia. The Russian troops stationed there had to flee in a hurry, curses from the rebels following them. Arab and Western sources report that a partial withdrawal of Russian units from Syria is currently underway. The Russian military representative confirmed that the T4 airbase in Homs had been completely emptied out of personnel and equipment. The representative added that troops were not withdrawing from Syria but just repositioning while they waited for Russia's presidency to make a decision about what to do next. Moscow is negotiating with the new authorities in the country, trying to retain 2 military bases. However, there are no results yet. T4 airbase is located in the desert area of Homs province, about 60 kilometers east of the city of Homs and near the ancient city of Palmyra. It plays a strategic role in the Syrian conflict due to its location and infrastructure. The airbase is officially called Tias Military Airbase, often referred to as T4 due to its proximity to a highway of that number. The base was actively used by the Syrian Air Force as well as allied forces, including Russian and Iranian military contingents. T4 served as one of the main bases for the Syrian Air Force, housing MiG-23, MiG-25, Su-22 and other aircraft. The importance of the base is due to its location, which allows it to control central and eastern Syria, including the roads to Palmyra and the desert oil fields. Recall Russian forces first entered Syria in 2015, when Assad requested their military assistance against opposition forces, which he had been fighting since Syria's 2011 revolution. Now their presence in Syria has been called into question as the opposition take the reins of power. The EU Foreign Affairs Chief, Kaja Kallas, said that Russia and Iran should not have a place in Syria and said the bloc would raise the issue of Russian military bases with the country's new leadership.